You can't save everybody. You can't save anybody if you're trying to market to everybody, right? So I see people going too wide or going too early or too late in the cycle.
That's a really good one.
Welcome back to High Impact Sales with Natalie Jill and me, Sinclair. We are going to unpack one of my favorite topics today, which is costly mistakes when designing your high ticket sales offers. So I know this is an area of passion for both of us because we so want to see you guys succeed. And we actually see people making huge mistakes once they have achieved a certain level of success. And that's what we really want to focus on right now is you guys today. So Natalie,
Yes.
what are your biggest ones you want to make sure we cover?
Oh gosh, there's so many. It was hard to narrow it down, but I think I came up with my top ones here. And I know you've got some too. Number one is building the machine and the offer and all the things, the glitter and the glitz and the whole shebang without actually focusing on the problem that you're solving for people. This is so important. You've got to know what is the actual problem I'm solving. And are you going to be very clear about that on the offer? Because it doesn't matter all the bells and whistles and what platform you're using and all the calls you're doing and the groups and all the things that you're going to be offering in this and the 20 retreats and it doesn't matter. What's the problem that you're solving? So we got to get really clear on that first. Sometimes it's so hard on those sales pages. You see all the things, but I still don't know what the problem is that you're solving. Number two, focusing on features and benefits and deliverables versus the transformation. People want the transformation. They want the radical results. They want to know what is happening for them being a part of this. They do not care about deliverables. I was at an event not too long ago, and the event was amazing. I would have bought a next level, whatever it was. But when they made the offer, they went into like 50 deliverables that felt like a lot of work to me, like all these dates and meetings and times and bells and whistles and bonuses. And it felt like massive overwhelm. And nobody in the room bought the offer, even though it had been an amazing event. And the reason that nobody bought the offer is no one understood what the transformation was. And it just felt like a lot of work. So that's a big mistake I see people making. We want to deliver so much value that we're putting together all this stuff like, oh, just take all these things I've created as your bonus. And that feels like work for people. And then the final, if I had to pick just three, mistake I see people really making is not curating an audience before they have an offer. You could have the best idea in the world, but if you don't have an audience in front of you to buy it, no one's going to buy it because who's going to see it?
Yeah. And I'm amazed that people who have achieved a certain level of success still make those three mistakes.
Still do. They still do. What will happen is they're super successful in one area and then they have an idea that has nothing to do with that area you were successful for. And now they try to put that with their audience and it makes no sense. I see this all the time. I see this like in health all the time. For instance, somebody has a big following for a health reason, right? And now all of a sudden they are talking about faith or they're talking about, just something completely different. They've just done a whole different spin and they've not curated or brought their audience along with them. And they're thinking, I just have this audience. Let me just throw this offer in. And then they're wondering why it's not moving a needle. Nothing's happening. That's why.
So good. Okay. So I guess if I had to say what mine would be, I still see people who are in the 500,000 above, 7 figures above, and 8 figures, forgetting about the cycle of awareness when it comes to the problem. And, if you've had prior success, it can be even more misleading because you think that you're not really remembering or understanding why you achieved that first level of success. So when you go to design an offer, you have to remember who you are marketing it to. And it better be, yes, your avatar and the psychographics and the demographics, sure. But where are they on their awareness cycle of the problem? Are you trying to solve all diabetes everywhere or give hope to the hopeless with multiple sclerosis or solve all parenting problems? No, you better not be. You better only be talking to the people who are aware of their problem and really interested in investing in fixing it and believe that they can.
Yeah.
Don't market to hopeless people. You can't save everybody. You can't save anybody if you're trying to market to everybody, right? So I see people going too wide or going too early or too late in this cycle.
That's a really good one. Yes, that definitely happens.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I think if you appeal to everybody, you end up appealing to nobody too. So
yeah, exactly. And I see people achieve a certain measure of success and they think that they can go really broad with the mess. you know, and it's like, well, Deepak Chopra can sell anything. Like, you know, he could sell a cookbook and everybody would buy it. I'm like, well, okay, but how many Deepak Chopras are there? And don't you want to solve some problems, you know, for people who really want that and are ready for it? So the next one that I want to just unpack quickly, I always put down when I'm designing an offer, I have a little space and I write shoes.
Oh, shoes. What does that mean?
Shoes is my reminder for myself to step into my avatar's shoes and what are they aware of? How would they describe the problem that they're experiencing right now before they get the transformation? Because so many of us that have been in business for a while and achieved a certain level of success, you get very used to, you know, talking to people on the other side of this transformation because you've helped so many people through it. You have to remember what it feels like to them, what they think the problem is, you know, and what they're aware of before the transformation happens, because that's where you're selling them about the transformation itself.
So good.